Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Damaris Mukali and this is Maisha Chapters. I'm still with Vincent Kibet and want to talk about something different. Fatherhood. Yeah, let's talk about fathers, the importance of fathers in our lives and the journey of fatherhood. You're a father, right?
Yeah.
How has it been for you before you are a father and now that you are a father?
Thanks again, Damaris, for having me here to talk about the crucial topic about fatherhood. I believe before I make my comments, there are a lot of fathers there who have done a great job. Our physical fathers, our spiritual fathers, both in experience and both in age. And what we are doing is that we are not trying to readjust or to change the formula. Rather, we are following up the patterns laid by our fathers. So it's not something new. I'm a young father. I would not say I'm an experienced father, but of course I honor all fathers outside there. What has changed? I believe that being a father to me is a journey. Is a journey of course, before even you get married, which is very important, is a journey of learning the role and responsibilities. Having a mentor, talking to them about life, about marriages. And I would want to be very honest. I know there are people they've been also scared, because the fatherhood thing has been blown out of proportion. I feel like nothing changed much.
Nothing changed much.
Because the values that I uphold, the composition of my value systems are still the same. My ethics, the things that contains my life are still the same. What I would say, what I was doing even when I was a young man was that I was building up values for my life. Building up foundation and system so that in future, when I have a wife, when I have kids, they will be able to fit into the system. Of course, the system that would empower them to succeed. That's how I would say. Nothing has changed, but
But now you have a young one to impact these things to them and to bring them up in godly ways and to be good people in the society. And you said that you were laying the foundations. So what about this person who figures out like, hey, the girlfriend has told them I am pregnant, and just as the girl is pregnant, the boys, I believe, because at that time I would assume they're still boys, and to them they do not have it figured out. They have not set the foundations, or maybe they were in the process of setting up the foundation, but they have just discovered that their girlfriend, their partner, is pregnant. Isn't it scary for them? And do we need to give them the support? Because as a girl, as a lady today, if I am pregnant and I had not planned for it, I would be scared. I would be scared, honestly. And at times we expect the men to take it as we have told them and to be there and to man up. True, they are supposed to do that, but at times you have to acknowledge that they are scared, and the same things that are going through our mind are going through their minds. And at times what most men do is that they flee. They run away. They denounce their pregnancies, which is not cool, which is not the case. But I believe this comes from a point that they are scared. This whole thing is new. This fatherhood thing is new, and they do not know how to approach it or how to go about it. So the easiest thing to do is to run away.
Yeah, it's a very sad state of affairs. I saw recently in one of the leading TV station in Kenya about the cases in Makueni. I'm not sure if you saw that. We had 4,000 teenage pregnancies. And in Machakos, right? It was in Machakos.
Somewhere.
And when I was also doing some further analysis, I discovered that 1 out of 9 girls are likely to be pregnant before they reach their 19th birthday.
Which is sad.
Which is very sad. We are looking into almost like 2 million. Which is very sad. I believe also the role that we play as a society and as a fathers are very important. Gone are the days when we used to brand. Like I remember when you're growing up, there's always these talks out here in the village. Oh, don't get a baby. Oh, why is I am total? And I feel like at some point there was a success because people really were not getting babies, but were we handling the case? People were playing safe. You know, that's the issue. So I really believe like the role that we play as a society is to support those teenage girls, to love on them, to give them an opportunity. I'm happy with the Ministry of Education. Recently, the Ministry of Education, that was a CS, made a policy that will make sure that all these ladies are registered and they go back to school. They deserve second chance. Number two also is that the role that we play as society also, we are also supposed to raise also and also model our young people, our boys, to let them know that it's you need to learn to be responsible. You need to learn how to take responsibility, to accept responsibility, and also offer them support where we can.
Yeah. So as men, if that happens, take responsibility for it. It's totally okay, and also seek support on how to go about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, fatherhood is something that comes with great responsibility. I had a father figure in my life. Unfortunately, he's passed on, and I can tell you for sure, after that, life has never been the same again. Things are tough, things are difficult, but I'm grateful because my father raised me up to be this girl who is confident, who can take on things head on, and I will say having a father figure in my life played a very and a big important role, because there are so many things I've learned from my father. My father has taught me so many things, and one major thing he used to say is don't major on the minor. I'll give a joke. I used to play football back in high school, and with African fathers and African parents, they don't believe that talent will take you anywhere, and it is the system in Kenya. But talent has begun to pay off. But at that time, it was focus on your books. Young girl, focus on your books. And he used to say, stop majoring on the minor. The minor here was me playing football. The major was my books, the thing I was taken to school to do. And looking back, I'm not a footballer. For your information, I'm not a footballer. So it was essential that I study because I was in school at that particular time for that reason. So it helped me, and I can say that he was there for me. He was able to guide me, and I appreciate having him in my life. I know not everyone has this opportunity, but I'm grateful for the years I spent with my father because it has taught me a lot of things, and some things I used to look up to him. Find that he was a man of principle. He used to make a lot of sacrifices for us, and that is the thing with fatherhood, and we don't give them credit for this a lot. You find fathers do a lot for their children. Fathers do a lot for their children, and at times we don't take note, we don't give them credit, we think it's their responsibility. But now when I've grown up is when I have realized that indeed fathers play a very great role in our lives, and we should appreciate them for it, not only on Father's Day but every other day, because trust me, fathers sacrifice a lot for their children.
Yeah, and that's an interesting story, Damaris, about the role that our fathers play. I also salute my father, Mr. Andrew Kirior, a great man there, who raised me well. And I saw him when I was growing up, saw him work hard. I saw him struggle through life in order to make us so comfortable. And when you're very young, it's easier to pick on the mistakes of your father, to feel like, oh, when I will be a father, I will do a lot of things. But then I've discovered also that as I become older, I realize that sometimes it's not so easy being a father, and so we should celebrate our fathers. One of the things I never forget, my father used to tell me when we were very young, he used to tell us as a family, is that where there is faith, there is a way out. There are moments where maybe we would need fees, we would need all these things in the family. He always told me, he was not a very strong believer, a Christian, but he also used to tell me, like, Vincent, where there is a will, where it is faith, things will happen.
Yeah.
And for that we should celebrate our fathers. Recently, Damaris, during the Father's Day, I asked a question in my Facebook page, and I was asking them, like, would it reach a point where we're able to celebrate our fathers without putting the connotation we are celebrating those responsible fathers?
Yeah.
I'm not comparing. I know Mother's Day is unconditional, and also my heart also reaches out to people there who have been raised without fathers, or even some like irresponsible fathers, and it can be very hurting, when people are celebrating and you feel pain. Nevertheless, I've come to realize that, and I want to talk to us about those who still have fathers. They may not be perfect, but a father is still a father. We can extend a forgiveness, a hand of forgiveness to our father. If your father has ever wronged you, we should appreciate our father.
Yeah, and funny enough, I saw that on your Facebook page, and I was like, I wanted to put it out on my WhatsApp status. Maybe I was not confident enough to put it out because many other people maybe who have come back to me and, hey, you stop meddling in this business. But can we just love our fathers unconditionally? It doesn't have to be all the responsible fathers, like all the fathers, by virtue of siring a child, you are a father. And can we just understand our fathers are human and they have weaknesses, and just how we are able to embrace other people with their imperfections, then we can also embrace our fathers just as they are. They may not be the best, but can we stop being, because I feel we are always hard on our fathers. They are human like us. So if maybe you may have grown up without a father, but maybe they have reached out. They have reached out and they want some kind of reconciliation. I'm not in a position to tell you what to do, but hey, the man has made a step, and you know how it is for fathers to just be vulnerable up to that point. And maybe in their youth they may have done things wrong, but now they are adults, they are willing to take up responsibility, they are acknowledging the things that they did were not right, and they are reaching out, they're extending a hand of forgiveness. May we be merciful to our fathers because they truly deserve it.
And I totally agree, Damaris. I've also remembered, something also that I feel like we could start doing as our generation is also, even there is a role that our mothers and our girls and our women should do in order to support our fathers. One of the things we should know is that, for example, if you're a woman, if you're a mother, when you attack a father while your children are listening, you destroy their confidence, especially for a boy child. Because what you accuse in his father, the young boy also would feel lack of confidence. And also there's also a role that even our mothers, and I really appreciate our mothers because, our mothers, sometimes maybe our fathers were not perfect, but it's how they used to cover their fathers. It's how they never used to speak out there. I know nowadays we're in an area of social media about, we are saying things the way they are, but there's need also to protect, and there's need to cover up our fathers.
Yeah, because what it does, and you may feel like I'm defending men on this, but what it does, it breaks them. When you constantly are saying to your children how their father is not up to par, then what it does to the man is that it breaks them. And at times they don't feel like trying because, hey, they have already been made to look like devils in their own homes. So at times they won't even try. They will just live up to whatever is being said about them. And the thing about us women supporting our husbands, our fathers, is because we have to do it. And I think children listen more to what their mothers say. So it is important that we speak positive things about the father more rather than the negative things that project them or portray them to be bad individuals.
And also, this doesn't mean like we are covering up. What you're saying is that it is possible to address the issues we have, as husbands and wives, as fathers and mothers, without necessarily exposing our children, because we feel like we have exposed our children a lot, and some of the things that children pass through, especially emotional abuse, are the experiences they saw their parents do.
Yeah.
It's very important that when we are rebuking each other, correcting each other, we should be able to do, we should be able to shield our children. One of the things also that I've, when growing up, you really feel like, oh yeah, I will be a great father. And to be very honest, is that I feel like the things that I was accusing other men, other fathers do, I really feel like I also need to be very careful, because...
Are you doing them?
I am saying, I'm just saying that if I'm not very careful, I could do the same to Liam, to my young boy.
Yeah.
It's easy to accuse, but when you're in that position, you discover fatherhood is not as easy as it appeared before you became a father.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is a struggle, and just as we support our mothers, we should be able to support our fathers. Vincent, why do fathers now need to step up in their role? Why is it important? I know the responsibility is great, but why is it essential that they step up to their role and do it to the best of their capability?
There's more than ever, there's need of the fathers to speak, even in our nation, Kenya, what's happening politically. We feel like our fathers are silenced, but there is need for our fathers to speak out there, to give directions and to give order. I was reading a newspaper a few weeks ago, and I saw some worrying statistics. Of course, for those who are in prison. This was a survey done by Transform Africa. And they discovered that for those who are in prison, 78% were never raised with fathers, which is sad. And to break it down, this is what it means. And while I know there are men there, they were not raised without fathers and they have been responsible. So it doesn't mean like, if you're not raised with a father, you can't be perfect. But this was just purely numbers, that 78% for those who are in prison were able to open up that they didn't have any father. So there is a close proximity between the rate of crime and also the lack of father figure in somebody's life. And also sometimes even it means even presence. It doesn't mean, even playing much, even having a father figure, whereby you're able to see, to relate with, see how they do their own things, then you are able to learn quite a lot. So we as fathers, not only as fathers, but even young men there, because of the gap that you have in the society, we need to step up. We need to be concerned about our men, because the rate at which we are going, if you're not very careful, we are losing a generation of men. And we need to empower them. And one of the things I've also noted, Damaris, of late, is that our young men are losing confidence. Unlike many years ago, our young men are feeling like their voice are dying. I feel like we need to inspire our boys, and we can do this as our fathers.
Yeah. And on that crime rate and people, the percentage that you give, do you think it has anything with the men or the ladies trying to step up and to help the families cater for their basic needs? In that, let me put it this way. I have a mother, I don't have a father, and I think I can help my mother provide for the family. So in the quest for me finding basic needs that we need as a family, I tend to engage in crime. Do you think that may have alluded to that?
I would say yes and no, because I know there are quite a number of responsible men there who are raised by single parents, and they have been able to comfortably live a very good life, support their families without that. What we are mentioning is that the chances, the probability,
it is not a fact.
Yeah, it's not a fact. The probability of of raising a boy or even a girl without a father figure, it's a probability.
Yeah.
But of course, definitely notwithstanding, there are women there who have done great work in making sure that they raise great men who are even impacting the community and society, and we should really say big up to those mothers.
Yeah. So Vincent, to sum it up on fatherhood, what are your last take-home points?
My words reaches out there to our fathers, to men, we feel like sometimes we never appreciate our fathers that much. But we want to say to our fathers today that we appreciate you, fathers. We cherish you, we love you for all the sacrifices that you do. Your absence matters a lot.
True.
And we truly value you. Keep up the great work, and we truly appreciate you. There are also people who are still having their earthly fathers. I would suggest to them that, honor your fathers, respect your fathers, call on them. If you have an opportunity, make up with them, reach out to them. They may not be so perfect, but they're still our fathers.
Yeah.
For those also of us, also maybe there are people they were not raised with fathers. It doesn't make us less important. They have always been angles around us, big brothers, cousins, these male figures. Let's also be close to them. There's a role that they play in our lives. And also, I would also want you to know that there is a good father in heaven. The Bible says that he is a father to the fatherless. So guess what? You are never alone.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful also when the Lord gets an opportunity to say that, you are my child.
Thank you very much for gracing this show, for gracing Maisha Chapters. We really appreciate your nuggets of wisdom. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Damaris, for having me.
Appreciate it. Okay, comment down below, like this video, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe. Until next time, this is Maisha Chapters.